Marvel's Black Panther game dev faces backlash after admitting to not hiring white developers. Dani Lalonders, an associate narrative designer for EA's Cliffhanger Games studio working on Marvel's Black Panther, has come under fire for comments made about discriminatory hiring practices. Narrative designer for Cliffhanger Games, a subsidiary of EA, and the studio developing the upcoming Black Panther game, landed in a bit of hot water this week after their previous comments admitting to discriminatory hiring practices resurfaced. Dani Lalonders, an associate narrative designer for Cliffhanger Games and self-described black non-binary woman, previously admitted to building a team with no white people. That's racist. That's racism. Okay? While working on a game called Validate. Oh my God, are you flipping kidding me? We have no white, quote, we have no white people on our team. Lalonders admitted during a stream from the Game Devs of Color Expo in 2021. I did that because I wanted to create a safe environment, and I know the best way for an environment to be safe is to be around people who are just like me. You mean be around other racist people? There's this whole like backwards racism thing that's happening, man. I'm sorry, but it's there are people that want to act like they're trying to, you know, advocate for like social justice and things like that of when they're part of a minority, when really what they're doing is also contributing to the racial discrimination that's happening in this country. And it's, or around the world for that matter. And it's ridiculous. So, I think it's absolutely insane that people can get away with saying things like this and be like, oh, well, we needed a safe space, so there's only one color of people that could be a part of this team. What? That's racism. The thing that's crazy is that, you know, and don't get me wrong, like I'm gonna say something here, and it could potentially get some blowback, but this is literally no different than what has happened in the history of the world. Like, I do not support racism. I do not support racist organizations, but you take a bunch of people setting up an organization wearing a bunch of, you know, like white cloaks and going, well, we only accept one race in this group because we want to feel safe. How is that any different than this? We want people just like us because we want to feel safe. Does that make that okay? Absolutely not. It absolutely does not. So why does this, why do they get away with doing this? It's no different. This is racism. I'm sorry, but just because somebody is of a minority racially, you know what I mean, doesn't give them the right to be racist also. That's not the way that works. Okay? That is not embracing a culture of change that is exacerbating an issue in our world that needs to be extinguished. You are matching racism with racism. This is unacceptable. That's not the way this works. People cannot keep getting away with this. Okay? I don't care what race you are, what skin color you are, what gender you are, you know what I'm saying? Be good people. Let other good people live their best life. Let's get rid of bad people. Let's take bad people down. You know what I mean? Not let them spew their garbage and, put their thoughts and agendas out upon other people and things like that. This is not the way this works. People cannot get away with this. All right? Disgusting. I'm not saying white people are creating unsafe environments. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. That's absolutely what this quote is. I did that because I wanted to create a safe environment, and I know the best way for an environment to be safe is to be around people who are just like me. You are actually saying that the only way for you to create a safe environment is to have people that are look exactly the same as you. So anybody else that doesn't look like you, and especially no white people. That's exactly what these statements say. Oh, what up, Davey? What's up, dude? That's exactly what you said. I'm not saying white people are creating unsafe environments. I'm saying sometimes it's hard to work with white people because sometimes they think something is okay, but it's really a microaggression. This person is a racist. They are meeting racism with racism. This person looks, I guarantee you, this person, Lalonders, what's their name? What's their full name, dude? Dani Lalonders. This individual doesn't see anybody, first and foremost, when they look at them, beyond their skin color. That's it. The immediate first thing they ever see anybody is their skin color, and they're immediately judged. I can tell by these quotes, dude. Disgusting. Although Lalonders made the comments back in 2021, they recently went viral when libs of TikTok tweeted this portion of the presentation. Lalonders' comments led to accusations of racism and discrimination, some of it lobbied at EA. However, it's important to note that these comments were made back when Lalonders was a lead developer and producer on an independent game, Validate. I don't give a crap. There's nothing wrong. Look, there's nothing wrong with trying to embrace your culture, embrace your heritage, embrace your background. But there is something wrong with trying to act like your culture, your skin color, your background is better than anybody else's. That's not okay. This person is meeting racism with racism, and they need to be ousted from the video gaming industry. They don't belong. They don't belong in the world that I love. That's for sure. I'll tell you that right now. Given the previous game they worked on's premise and the company's mission previously that she worked for, one may understand why Lalonders would want to emphasize hiring people of color over white people. but blatantly admitting that she wouldn't hire white developers could make the studio subject to a potential lawsuit for discriminatory hiring practices. Now, it's important to note that this only pertains to Lalonders' time at Veritable Joy Studios. There's no evidence that EA or Cliffhanger Games is engaging in this sort of hiring policy. Lalonders is only an associate narrative designer at the studio, which is a fairly entry-level position. It's unlikely she's determining who gets hired. I don't care. She doesn't need to be working on anything in this industry as far as I'm concerned. She's a racist. Oh, the chiropractor? Bro, I might need to see one too. I've had a muscle in my back that's been jacked for weeks now. It's incredibly rough to deal with. Even so, it's probably not a topic of conversation that EA or Cliffhanger Games wants to be associated with. Neither the publisher nor the developer have commented on Lalonders' previous statements. Here's the other thing. That's fine. I know there's, there's studios out there that want to embrace the, hiring and development, hiring of colored people, specifically to tell stories based on, that kind of culture and everything. And I respect, that's fine. You know what I mean? That's okay. But, it does kind of also present a weird situation where it's like, just because somebody has, like, I'll give you a perfect example. I look as white is, right? I'm also part of a Native American tribe. So, I mean, I'm immediately going to just get categorized as a Caucasian, right? You know what I mean? But it's like, there are plenty of people out there that are mixed. You know what I mean? And you can't tell necessarily what everybody is anymore or anything like that. So to just automatically go like, the only people that can work here are dark-skinned people, you don't know what everybody is and stuff like that, and I understand the passion behind wanting to make sure that there's plenty of opportunity in the industry for, all demographics of people. And I support the crap out of that because that's what our community is about here too. I don't care what your skin color is. I don't care what your eye color is. I don't care what your gender is. I don't care what your, sexual preference is. I don't care how tall you are. I don't care how, chunky you might be or whatever. You know what I'm saying? What I care about is if you're a good person. And this is crap. These quotes are from a racist person that feel like it's okay to be racist because they're a minority. And that's not okay. That sucks. This individual is needing to be ousted and gotten rid of in the industry that I love, because I'll tell you what happens. This mindset will be pressed upon other people too, and they'll adopt it. And that's not good. This person, Dani Lalonders, that's not okay.